Hey everyone, Achikah here, and it's the weekend, so that means it's time for another DCUO base showcase here on the channel, and today I got another very special one lined up for you guys. Very special because it is the grand prize winner of Base of Day of the DEAD-Corator. FR0ST WING entered with their base called Hokey Halloween, and it is not only a nostalgic blast from the past Frightful Halloween base, but it's also just extremely unique. It uses items in a way that I never thought to use items, and I very much enjoyed it, and I know a lot of people on stream enjoyed it, and hopefully you guys will too. So without further ado, why don't we jump into FR0ST WING's Hokey Halloween. uh, like I said, I've seen a fair amount of bases in my day, but this one is just like something I never would have thought to make myself. And also one that I just haven't seen, like, haven't really seen before. I thought it was great. And I love the Doomsday Scream at the beginning to give you that kind of, like, frightful, because I don't remember on the tour if there was a Doomsday anywhere. So I think it's just there for the noise ambiance, which makes it even better. Like, there's a lot of sound usage in here, too, which I thought was really cool. So, for the theming of this base, if you guys don't know, it is a high school that's having a Halloween carnival, or a fall festival, basically. So we're starting off here at the entrance, which is to the school itself. We have our chaperone, or usher, kind of directing traffic, as well as welcoming in guests. Super villain night. So great. I love the use of the outhouses here too. That's pretty fantastic. And we have our high school sign. Football game tonight. But look at this, guys. Look at the parking lot. This is reutilizing the bumper cars to be actual cars is just so cool. Also, like, it's just also pretty neat because, you know, usually your starter car isn't exactly top of the line, so having all the, like, hand-me-down, like, used bumper cars works pretty well for this. But also, I don't think I've ever seen anybody, like, really create a parking lot before. Maybe in FR0ST WING's other base, Back to the Future, actually, I think was the only time I think I've seen something like this, but I thought it was just so fun. And as you can see, we have the school flagpole, as well as some shrubbery that is also decked out to be very Halloween themed, but also very much protected since we have a lot of student drivers about. Oh man, it's so great. Okay, so we have parked our car and we're heading to the actual high school itself, so we have some rope barriers. Oh man, look at this kiosk! With its little vignettes of pumpkins and scarecrows and all kinds of autumnal things afoot. Oh, it's just so cool. And here's something on stream that I didn't really, like, appreciate, but looking back, look at the window clip with the walling, as well as the high school sign for the high school facade. Like, it really does feel like it's really nice. Just very, very cool. Oh, the spider webs up above. Oh, it's great. Alright, and we get here to where we can buy our tickets. Luckily, I've already ordered ours online, which I'm sure is probably a thing. So we could just head right in. And of course, it's Spirit Week, because we have all the ghouls and ghosties out tonight. Oh, I love the ticket booth too, the garbage. Like I said, one of the things I really love about this base is just how realistic it is. It really, I don't know how many of you guys have been to, like, a fall carnival, or, like, if your high schools or just schools in general through any kind of, like, I don't know, like, any kind of, like, festival or fundraising event. Like, this so felt like it. I don't know if it was just, like, part of my childhood growing up, or if it was part of your guys's too, but I have talked with a few other people, and they also said, yeah, like, we had fall festivals. And people who watched the stream too, who thought it was, like, pretty realistic. So, because, like, it's both, like, believable and, like, fun and festive, but also it's just, like, you could see through the cracks, because it's a high school. And a bunch of high school kids throwing it. As well as some chaperones and teachers who are severely underpaid. So without further ado, let's hop into the school. So, boom. Oh, this is awesome. Again, you can see the trophy cases and the bench, like everything that's like actually part of the school. You can still see it. It's almost like a please don't cross the line, don't touch. So it's all like thinly veiled. Like you could see the high schoolness beneath it, and I think that's one of the aspects I really loved about this space. Oh, it's so great. Oh man, so we have our fake graveyard here. Set up with AstroTurf. Oh, it's so good. I cannot believe how much the AstroTurf really makes these decor items feel fake. Like, you know, I've seen all these gravestones in various bases before, and they look great. They look like a real graveyard. But if you pair it with just the AstroTurf, as well as all the, like, high schooly things in the background, they just look like dollar store, like foam cardboard decorations. Also, the use of the AstroTurf rolled up AstroTurf, I don't think I've seen this been, like, used in such a good way. Because it just screams like just random high school gathering. Like or high school effort, I should say. It's kinda like, oh, it's good enough. And then you just leave the access overhang. Because also you don't want to, like, I feel like they borrowed this probably from the football field, since there is a game tonight, as we saw in the parking lot. So they probably took like some of the excess AstroTurf and they're like, all right, we gotta roll this up afterwards, so let's not actually like cut it. Which is also over here as well. Like we'll see later on in the tour, but it just kind of like cuts off. I love it. So good. Oh man. Okay, so we're going through our spooky graveyard, and now we're heading to the actual hallways of the high school with our first vignette, which is a Frankenstein's monster setup. Look at the use of the glow tubes too. Oh, with the Tesla coils, it's so nice. And as you can hear, we can hear the electricity buzzing with the with some ambiance, as well as the retro televisions, barbecue grills and televisions, to give it that spooky vibe. Hopefully I have my volume up high enough for you guys to see. Oh, it's so good. Also, I love how some of like the prom items are being like redistributed, because it's like, all right, so what do we got in the closet? Let's put a disco ball here to go with the lighting. There are a few like instances of that around. Like, it's just so good. Oh man. And like I said, all the school spirit things are still around everywhere. Oh, the high school fluorescent lighting too above. And next we have our some more lockers that are adorned with pumpkins. Spooky pumpkin. I can't even talk. Spooky pumpkins. Spooky pumpkin mans. Oh, it's great. And then, oh yeah, here's the AstroTurf that's still rolled up, like I said earlier. And it's still just kind of like blocking some lockers that are here. And we have a phantom of the gymnasium set up here. And again, you can see where all the classrooms are too. The doors are just kind of like haphazardly blocked off with either cobwebs, or we saw the other door too, like back here, that's also like just kind of blocked off with cobwebs, or in front of the graveyard. It's just like I said, it's thinly veiled immersion, but it's very intentional, which is like what I love about it. Like, this base was not trying to like make it a super immersive spooky experience, you know? Like, it was supposed to be a high school that was trying to make an immersive experience, and I would argue that sometimes that's actually harder than making an actually immersive environment. And I think that's like one of the things I was super drawn to this with. So Alright, so we saw the Phantom, we saw the pumpkins, we saw Frankenstein's monster, so let's head upstairs to where I think we're going to have the library. Ooh. And we have our head librarian here, who is just completely over everything, as a librarian would be. So, the library has been turned into a skeleton den, if you will. But, like, the thing that I drew from this was that it was, like, dead silence. Like, even, like, it's just... because it is a library, I don't know. I know that's probably not the intent initially, but that's just where my mind went, and I thought it was very fun. So we have, again, like, all the card catalogs and all the books, and all the chairs are just adorned with bones or blocked by bones or skeletons. Just, again, super fun. And again, more of the fluorescent lighting everywhere. I also like the separation here, too, like the use of, like, dividing the room up and putting as much, like, library things in here. Because if you just would have had, like, this not here, just, like, kind of, just would have been, like, a more empty room, but still felt like there were library stacks while utilizing a smaller space, so I thought that was neat. Okay. So let's head downstairs here. Ooh, spooky. Oh, man. It's just, this is so good. And again, like the Spirit Week banner, especially in the ghost hallway that we have here. Ooh, the haunted hallway. It is truly Spirit Week. Which brings me to one of my favorite parts of this base that definitely was part of the stream too. The happy ghost. Look at how happy they are. Look at them. Yay! Happy Halloween! I adore this decoration. It's just a simple little, like, clip, you know what I mean? Like a bunch of items, like, put together, but just, like, to think of putting them together and also to make it look like it's you know what I mean? Like like it's a very hobbled together makeshift, like, Halloween decoration. I love it so much. And they're so happy. Look at them. Yay. Oh, it's great. And as you can see, we have the cafeteria in the background, which has turned into this cannibalistic witches kind of cauldron area. All the hanging bodies, all the cauldrons, all the food items. Oh man, I love it so much. Oh, and then we have another happy ghost here before we enter the cafeteria. What I also liked is I could still, like, walk around here without getting stuck, too. I thought that was really nice. It definitely looked like there wasn't going to be enough room, but when I went back through and judged, everything's laid out very well. And I just thought it was so fun. Alright, so let's get a better look at this coven here that we have in our kitchen. Oh, this is great. So we have where, the lunch servers would be prepping meals, but we also have, like, it being very cannibalistic as well as very spooky. Bodies strewn everywhere, dripping from the cauldron potions or goo, or even a soup or a stew, if you will. Oh man, this is just... And again, the use of the lights, like, just to tie it all together, that same, like, bright fluorescent lighting that we all, like, know from institutions. Specifically schools. Oh, it's just so great. Alright, so if we go this way, we have a batty hallway. Lots of vampire bats everywhere. And another little vignette that's blocking a classroom, I'm sure. But here is like this really is what drove it home to our final room that we have. And you know who's gonna go in the hardest in a high school. If every like kind of group of high schoolers had to decorate their their would be hangout spot, that the theater kids are going to bring the most holiday spirit and be the most extra. We have the spooky walls. Out from the wall, we have like a lover's ritual like taking place here. We have blood dripping down in a very Carrie-esque situation, and we have this extremely realistic demon that's probably made of the most elaborate paper mache. The theater lighting with the candles was also really great. That's another thing that I super loved about this. Like, that was just so creative. Oh man, and it serves as a photo op too to get a little extra cash for for the fundraiser event. Oh man. And then we have our exit door here at the very end. And I think that is the end of Hokey Halloween. Like I said, it is a very simple base to an extent, but just like the layers that it was. You had to build a high school, and then you had to dress up that high school in a believable like Halloween festival setup that high schoolers or teachers could have like created from a very limited budget. It's just like layers upon layers for making a base, and it really, really felt the most like nostalgic and Halloween and like just it felt the most Halloweeny to me, and that's really what drove this to be like the number one base, and its creativity, of course. Like I said, I don't think I ever would have thought to do this, and the layers that it took to create this is just a whole other level of thinking when when you think of a concept to make a base. Like if somebody told me to make a Halloween base, I don't think in a million years I would have done something like this, and it was just so unique and just very well done. So again, congratulations and thank you so much to Frostwing for entering Base Off and also sharing this absolutely wonderful base with us. And thank you guys so much for watching. No new announcements. Base Off, the next Base Off will be announced here. If not next week, it'll be the week after. But like I said, if you are I've said this a few times now in a couple of videos, but if you are slightly aware of how end of the year base offs are going, you could probably be already working on your base right now, so don't worry about that. All is well. I will get it out when I have the time to get it out. This time of year is always very busy. Especially so this year. So, and again, thank you guys so much for your patience with touring and base off announcements. I'm trying my best to get everything together, but it's been a little bit chaotic behind the scenes. So thank you guys so much for your patience. Um, Other than that, I do have me and the base crafters are also planning a couple of fun wintry events. I hope it's still in the works and we still don't know 100% if we're going to do it. But if you guys are not part of the base crafters Discord and you want to check that out, the link is always in the description down below. And announcements will be over there. And I might actually announce them on the channel too, depending. We're still talking it over, but we'll figure it out. And yeah, I think that's about it. So again, thank you so much to Frostwing for sharing their absolutely wonderful base with us. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care, everybody.